Okay, so I didn't really want to have to make a video like this at this point, but I feel like it has to be made. And I know a lot of people have been talking about this hashtag and doing content, you know, to do with hashtag change career mode. Oh, Niran, you're just jumping on the bandwagon. No, I do actually feel like I need to make this video as well. So, context. For those that don't know or are new to this channel specifically, I am an EA game changer. So I'm someone who was drafted in by EA, all the community guys, to try and help and provide feedback from the community into the company to actually try and improve the game. Myself and the likes of Charney and DK, Kotzi, Jared HD, Rich Lee, we all are part of the same group and we all are EA game changers for the career mode side of things specifically, but because before this year, it was basically only Chesnoid Gaming, MGH, and I think B-Ford Lancer. So that was a good step in the right direction. Obviously, that showed some interest from EA in getting the opinions, at least, of career mode specific YouTubers, which I think is a really good idea. It was mainly just Ultimate Team guys before now, but the implementation of career mode game changers gave us all some hope that we were going to see some change in FIFA 19, but also just some more focus, I think, put into that game mode. Now, before I say anything else, right, I have nothing at all bad to say about people like EA Corey, Zaro, Kyle Riley, all the game dev team that are, you know, very quite active on social media as well. I have nothing against any of you guys at all, and I'm not even going to say anything in this video that has any detriment towards you, because I think you're all doing a phenomenal job. Actually, the problem comes from the fact that you're having to do too much, all of you. There's no reason why Zaro and Corey should be getting 500,000 mentions per day, or whatever Corey tweeted out the other day, from people in the EA community, or 500,000 mentions a week or something on all platforms of social media. That's ridiculous. That's way too much of a workload for anyone to deal with. There's people who make, like, you know, content creators or YouTubers and stuff can't even read through flipping 3,000 comments a week, let alone 500,000 mentions. And this is part of the problem. For me, the reason why we're even having to come up with this hashtag change career mode thing is obviously A, because there's not been enough change. You look at the last 3 years of this game mode and there's been nothing large or wide scale done to it at all, which I think is disgraceful given how much of an impact career mode has had on the rise of FIFA as a game franchise in its history. I know Ultimate Team is the moneymaker, but at the end of the day, a lot of people are fans of career mode, and a lot more people would play it if it had changed over the course of the last 3 or 4 years. But also the reason why I'm having to make this video is because community managers like Zaro, Corey, and Kyle, and all the other guys and girls as well, are having to do far too much. First of all, what I would say, if I'm going to be constructive towards EA, is you've got to reallocate some of the community managers into specific game modes. There has to be Ultimate Team community managers, gameplay community managers, career mode community managers, and pro clubs community managers, and whatever else you see fit as well. There has to be separate entities because Corey and Zaro and Kyle and all of the others are doing far too much, and it's an impossible amount of feedback to relay onto EA as a company. So that's the first thing. If I'm going to be constructive, there's got to be a career mode community manager of some kind. Like, they are just unable to do everything. They can't do everything, and for us also, can you stop atting them all on Twitter? It's not going to do anything. They don't make the game. I know they can pass on feedback, but they are not the reason why you've just conceded a 94th minute goal in Ultimate Team. Get a grip of yourselves. But the reality is, as much as they're doing a good job, career mode is in a dire state right now, and I think we've got 1 more year of nothing being done to this game mode until it's dead. I would genuinely say, if in 12 months from now, we still have, in essence, the same game mode in career mode, and nothing has changed, nothing big has happened at all, it's dead. It is dead. It's officially, it's tournament mode. It's done. Nothing's ever going to happen to it. People are going to be that, like, done. I personally I would still do a career mode series, but I'm not gonna lie, my channel would change a lot, to be honest with you. There'd be a minimal amount of career mode experiments and blah, blah, blah. There'd maybe be a series at the start of the game, and then that would be it. Like, that's so sad, because career mode has been my favorite game mode in FIFA since 2005. And it's been a lot of people's favourite game mode since 2005. It's what all of the OG viewers and consumers of FIFA as a game franchise started off with. And that's why it always baffles me as to why EA do sometimes completely disregard that portion. And I know there's not much you can do, and I know some of them will cross over to Ultimate Team, but without those core guys who will buy FIFA year in, year out, just regardless of what it is. Where are you? You can't just survive on casual gamers. Part of my anger as well is how much of a negative spiral it's been on since the start of the game cycle. So I need to explain, I feel I need to explain, I may not need to, but I feel like I do. Because during the course of this game cycle so far, I've done videos like, yeah, what I like in career mode, but then what I hate in career mode are the stupid things or realistic things, and it's almost like my opinion is bouncing back and forth. That isn't actually the case. I'm just picking out good and bad things, pros and cons, about the game mode, because I think that's actually quite a positive thing to do. I don't want to just blast the game mode all the time, because then people who are responsible for making career mode and developing it for next year aren't actually going to know what they've done well. You have to say what's good about it as well as what's bad about it. So it's trying to be constructive and see both angles, if you get what I mean. So I haven't just been changing my opinion to fit the trend and now everyone hates career mode, I'm jumping on the bandwagon as well. I do genuinely think everyone has a point. That every single patch that EA put onto this game negatively impacts career mode. I can genuinely say every single one has negatively impacted career mode so far. Let's take the one at the end of November for a start, okay? So obviously, during the course of that patch, or one of the patch notes was that constant pressure would result in a faster decrease in stamina on the tactics section. So if your team is on constant pressure all the time, no stamina by the end of the game, which makes sense and is more realistic in real life and applies a lot more to Ultimate Team and game modes where stamina is relatively speaking wiped going into a next game. However, EA overlooked career mode quite drastically in this because that's all well and good for Ultimate Team, where again stamina is relatively speaking wiped, or pro clubs where stamina is relatively speaking wiped, or online gameplay, that's fine. But for me, in a career mode save where I've got a game on a Saturday after a Thursday Europa League game, I'm actually screwed, personally, but then also on a deeper level, the AI teams that have constant pressure as a tactic on the game are done for your entire career mode saves. So you can kiss goodbye to the realism of playing Arsenal's first team when you play them in the Premier League. It's not going to happen anymore, because all their players are constantly going to be dead from a midweek cup game or a midweek Champions League game. It's this failure to recognise the changes that things are going to make in career mode that really frustrates me, and it just makes me sad. It's just sad. It's constantly Ultimate Team. How will this patch affect Ultimate Team? And then everything else can fend for itself. And if it has a negative effect, well, we had to do it. If it has a positive effect, well, that's a bonus. That's not how it should work. It shouldn't be, yeah, we're patching Ultimate Team and then everything else, we'll sort of see how it goes. That's not how it should be. There's no thought about what happens in career mode anymore, and it's just a tragedy. And I get you have to prioritize Ultimate Team. It's your moneymaker. I get that more people play Ultimate Team, probably, than any other game mode on the game. Second example, very recently. I mean, for a start, I have no idea how they even managed to do this because there was nothing in the patch notes even enhancing career mode, despite the fact there's been constant issues in that game mode since it came out and nothing has been done to rectify them. I'll come on to that in a moment. But suddenly, players' overalls are going down for no reason at all. Kylian Mbappe is going down in an overall at the age of 19. Why? Can someone explain? Like, the amount of effort that it takes to grow an entire team by +1 seems like nothing, but I could confirm that's probably a season's worth of work. Like, once you've gone through every single player in your team and grown them by 1, I reckon that's a season's worth of work. So why when I go on to career mode is my entire team going down by 1? Why? How they've managed to do it, because they weren't even meant to be doing anything to career mode in that patch. And again, like I say, they should be doing things to career mode. This is another problem. They might be changing things and patching things and have a negative influence and a negative impact, but at the same time, they're not patching things on career mode that they need to be fixing, sorry. Like, the ethnicity issue of Youth Academy players has genuinely been a problem since the game came out. So you cannot actually tell me there's a career mode development team. There physically can't be dedicated people working on career mode because nothing changes. Nothing happens. The main big issue from that game mode since day 1 hasn't been fixed yet. So there can't be a dedicated team that works on it. Otherwise, it would have been fixed by now. There can't be 3 or 4 people who work on solely career mode. So unfortunately, once again, #change career mode needs to become a thing because it's being ignored. by everyone important, and it's just getting cast adrift and thrown to the sidelines again, as it always seems to be. This game mode needs, really needs some enhancement. It needs something. Anything, just some sort of major addition that is not aesthetic. There's not been a single feature added to FIFA career mode for 3 years that is not aesthetic. 3 whole years. It's not a situation of we're not giving feedback, okay? DK and Cutsy, trust me, they have been on the case about this ethnicity thing for a while, since the game came out, okay? Every 3 or 4 days, I'm seeing that they're bugging people about this, okay? We are not just sitting back and doing nothing. We need a career mode community manager. There needs to be someone designated to deal with our concerns. It's probably due to the fact they've got too much other stuff going on. Zara and Corey probably don't care that the ethnicities of Youth Academy players are messed up, and I don't blame them. They've got thousands, hundreds of thousands of other people constantly trying to get them to sort out other issues. That's why there needs to be more people involved in this. There needs to be a career mode community manager. How many times can I say that? I think for me, it's the patches that have been the tipping point. When this game actually first came out, when career mode first came out, it was actually an improvement. Like, in a small way and in a gameplay way, not in a, here's loads of new features that are really exciting way, but in a, okay, this is at least better to play than FIFA 18. It was an improvement, but all the patches since then have shown to me, and I think have shown to a lot of people, that career mode is not enough of a priority. Slash is not being thought about enough. It probably is the simple fact that nobody's standing up for career mode in the decisions that matter when it comes to these patches. There isn't someone there saying to the gameplay developers, hang on a second, wait, how will this affect career mode? There isn't that person until it's too late. And then the new patch arrives and we're all like, guys, what have you done? What have you done to career mode? And they're like, yeah, you're right. But it's too late by then. You can't go back to an old patch, and they're not going to. The key things I will say are there needs to be change in the game mode for a start. That's the whole point of the video, is that the game mode has been neglected for far too long. There needs to be an actual feature added to it. The Champions League rights are not a feature, and if you're from EA and you thought that was a career mode feature, I'm sorry, but you're so drastically wrong. And this is the problem. I think this is part of the issue as well. It's the lack of understanding of what we want more than anything, and that's not anybody's fault, but it needs to be put across that a simple repaint of the game mode is not a feature. It's not a feature. It's not going to make me want to go out and buy career mode. I can categorically say to you all now, if I was not making videos on FIFA 19, I would not have bought FIFA 19. I would rather have an enhanced youth academy system with under 21 teams, with a youth academy I can actually use and get scout reports from, and be a lot more realistic to real life than get Champions League rights. We had the Champions Cup, which had pretty similar branding and pretty much the same trophy anyway. It was pretty much the same shape. I couldn't actually care less about Champions League rights in comparison to actual career mode features. I hope that video was constructive and not just a rant about EA. I'm not going to be like, yeah, they're lazy or anything. I'm not going to go into that sort of situation because I think it's unprofessional. But there needs to be some sort of constructive criticism on how EA are handling career mode, or the lack of handling and the lack of thought. That though is it. I'm not, if you enjoyed the video, that's calm, but it's more to do with sharing the actual message behind it. So whatever you want to do, if you want to tweet about it, that's calm. Do not just tweet abuse to people. Please don't do that. It's not necessary. I know there was a campaign today on Twitter to try and get hashtag change career mode trending. I don't know if it's worked. I was part of that, but yeah, again. So yeah, that's about it from me. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.